What's going on, guys? It's Ryan from Ryan's Movie News, and I'm back with another review. Got to see Terrifier 3 yesterday and just wanted to give my thoughts on it. And honestly, I don't know where to even begin with this franchise. I really still can't figure out if I love these films or I hate these films, or if I just go watch these films because they're horror films and they actually make me feel something that I'm not really used to. And that's where I kind of start feeling like I love it, because not many films can make me feel queasy, shock me, make me wonder if I should even watch this because of, them crossing the lines. But I am still working on a review for the first two films that will be probably out tomorrow. But after seeing the third one, I can honestly probably say, as of right now, I would rank the second one just a little bit above this third one. Third one would come in second, and the first one, of course, would be last, just because it didn't really have a story. But with that being said, let's get into Terrifier 3, shall we? The synopsis goes as following. After surviving Art the Clown's Halloween massacre, Sienna and her brother struggle to rebuild their shattered lives. As the holiday season approaches, they try to embrace the Christmas spirit and leave the horrors of the past behind them. However, just when they think they're safe, Art returns determined to ruin their holiday cheer into a new nightmare. The film, of course, came out this past Friday, directed again by Damien Leone, with a budget of $2 million. And as we just recently found out tonight, the film has officially crossed over $18.5 million, becoming the #1 movie of the weekend at the box office, knocking off Joker 2. Which I think I said in my Joker review, I really truly believe this is a huge accomplishment for a indie film that just has slowly became bigger and bigger with every film that came out. A $2 million film that's not rated, that is consistently very gory and shock value, took on a $200 million Joker film from DC and beat it. That's just so insane to even think about. If you just imagine that 10 years ago, whatever, no one would ever thought that would be possible. Damien Leone did something special, and Terrifier is growing into a horror classic franchise. So as I've been saying on this channel, I didn't think I could handle them killing off a kid the wrong way without possibly walking out. I've been saying that for like the last few months, when this, as soon as they announced that the teaser trailer that they put out, where they showed the little girl coming down and seeing Santa, and it's actually Art. They said that the opening scene was going to piss a lot of people off. Man, did they not even go for just that in the film. Not only did they potentially kill off 2 kids in that opening act, but they legit killed possibly 10 or more kids throughout this film. However, they did it without, in my opinion, crossing the line. Besides in the opening scene, you hear the sounds and, spoiler alert, hear the sounds and noises of him chopping up her older brother while the little girl is just looking on. However, when the mom gets attacked as well, she runs into the room and sees her child chopped up into pieces. That right there, I did not expect. And it was only shown for 2 or 3 seconds, and honestly, the thing is, they didn't go full on torturing a kid, and the actor that plays Art, David Howard Thornton, I believe his name is, went on to say he that's his line he probably would not cross in these films, and that's torturing kids. So I do respect that. And in any of the horror films, there's consistently kids dying. Pennywise, he eats kids and kills them. I don't understand why a lot of people get upset with that aspect. As long as it goes towards the story and it's not overdone and ridiculous and just for shock value, I'm here for it as a horror fan. Now, the positives in this film. Of course, Art is going to bring the most gruesome kills and grotesque scenes. That's what these films have created. But this film kind of goes above and beyond on creating creative kills at times, and I felt, in my opinion, that those kills fed the story very well, and they've gotten better over these last 2 films with what they're doing. From him torturing and killing them all Santa with liquid nitrogen and a hammer and just busting his hand, his leg, his face, to utilizing a box cutter on a man's skull and ripping his head off in half. And then to the shower scene and cutting a man's ass with a chainsaw and then flipping him and cutting up from his slong. Yeah, you heard that right. Art is the first character in a while that honestly you would shit your pants if you crossed his path in real life. He's up there, and he's becoming one of those horror icons. Of course, this film made me cringe. It made me want to look away at times, and just even wondering if this film was going to be the first film to make me, throw up, because the second one pretty much did. Of course, with that bedroom scene, like I said, they get very creative with some of their kills, and it's insane to think who honestly thinks this shit. David as Art is just effing hilarious throughout the film. They created a mixture of Jason, Freddy, and Michael for this character, and he shines even more in this film. He is hilarious just with his facial expressions. This film has one of my favorite scenes in which Art meets Santa, and honestly, that whole 5 to 10 minutes of that scene was just hilarious. And just gets you laughing when the terrible things is just happening. Like the ending when he randomly slaps Sienna in the back of the head is just funny as shit. He just does the most outrageous things in the most brutal moments, and that's just something I love of the Art character. And then even talking about Sienna, she is one of the best final girls we have gotten in a long time, and the actress that plays her has just gotten better over these last 2 films, and honestly, she should get some new roles in the near future. I just hope after, in the next film she gets a win. Just because this character has gone through so much trauma during these 2 films. It's insane as much as she's lost. At some point, but with the story, I don't know if you can do that without eventually, killing her off. Because, I would like to see her kind of walk off in the sunset winning at some point. But, with the story they've set up with her being a good and Art being evil, and that there has to be, one-on-one. I don't know if you can do that without killing her off eventually unless, that's the end of the Art franchise. And then, of course, the story arcs and character development for her, both her and Jonathan in this film, I just felt was great, and it just added more of a nice layer to the story. With her coming back from a mental hospital, dealing with the grief of losing her friends in the first movie, her mom, everyone looking at her like she's insane and crazy that he's back, to dealing with the consequences and situations she faces in this film, versus even Jonathan, I felt like had a great character development in his sense, which part of my not hatred, but negative of this film is the lack of screen time he got. I feel like they could have done a little bit more of him. So that's something I do appreciate with the second film, is that I like the brother and sister aspect. I wish they would have continued that a little bit more in this film. And I'm kind of hoping they do, spoiler alert, it shows at the end that supposedly Jonathan's dead, but horror fans, we know that he didn't die on screen, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, he survived, because maybe this film was to show her, give her more screen time. Hopefully the fourth film still focuses on her, but gives Jonathan a little bit more to do. And then, of course, the cliffhanger was good and has me invested for a 4th film. Now, not only negatives, I feel like the franchise has started to cross the line of a little bit with the shock value, and I feel like they're going to continue to do that to see if they can just keep topping themselves, or are they going to continue to work on building a good story along with it? That's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't want to keep seeing just topping shock value. I want the story to keep developing in a good manner and building off of it. And I think they can continue doing that in a creative, gory way with the kills without going over the top. And it would be more beneficial, in my view, if they just continue, like the scene at the end where he kills her aunt with a pipe and some rats. That was creative. It was sick, but it's a creative kill. Not a lot of horror films do that anymore. The cliffhanger, of course, also frustrated me, as it should. But there are questions in this film that don't get answered. Even the second film, there's still questions that just makes you think. And which I like films like that, but I want it to pay off. In a sense, I hope they're 4th, 5th film that they find a way to wrap everything up and give you all the answers that they've set up. Same with the potential of them, the issues of them killing Jonathan potentially. Like I said, he was killed off screen. I could see, the demon and Art finding his glasses and not really finding him, and then just torturing Sienna that way. I'm hoping he just kind of shows up at the beginning of the 4th film and they just keep it a secret and keep him out of trailers. because I do like the shock value that, you know, we think he's dead. That made me teary-eyed, surprisingly. But I'm hoping, you know, I truly believe he's alive, and he better be, or this film, like I said, will stay behind the second one, just because you can't kill off a major character off screen like that, in my view. I just feel like they dropped the ball if they end up doing that. And then just some of the overtop stuff. I wasn't against it as a horror film, you know, needing to be causing, you know, it causes us discomfort. But also just like the demon getting off with a piece of glass was just a little bit too far. And then the part of me is just like, you know, they really fucking did this. Like, I want to say it's too far. It's just like there's certain parts of these movies that it's just like, did they really need to go there? Is it really benefiting the film, or is it just for shock value? And that's where I kind of draw the line at some points. But overall, as a horror fan, I'm going to give this movie a B+. It's up there, like I said, for Terrifier films. I really like the second one more. Just not a lot more, but like just there's a couple more things I enjoyed with it than the third one. However, I will say Art is funnier and better in this film than he was in the second one, in my view. Like, he's still good in the second one, but David Howard Thornton does some great stuff in this third film and makes him a little bit more funnier during the kills, and especially, like I said, the Santa scene. And then, of course, you know, this scene where he goes to the mall acting like a mall Santa and handing out toys to all the kids, and then knowing something bad's going to happen, not thinking that they was going to actually do it, blowing all them kids up and killing all those kids. Like, Art's one twisted son of a bitch. And then the lore, of course, you know, bringing in angels and demons and heaven and hell, in a sense. It's interesting and pretty cool. And now that we see, you know, at the end of the movie, Gabby falling into a portal to hell, we see that, and then from interviews I've seen of the director, we know that the fourth film is pretty much taking Sienna to hell. And that's exciting. They're building a world and a story, and it just looks like it can only go up. And hopefully they don't drop the ball and we don't get, like I said, it doesn't start going downhill. But that cliffhanger, Art escaping, Sienna needing to find Gabby, and just them seeing where they're going is interesting. And then, of course, another tidbit of information that I appreciated was them giving a little feedback and some flashback scenes of Sienna's dad, giving us a little bit more answers, but also, like the director said, he gives us some answers in this film, but he gives us a lot more questions. I believe the fourth, and most likely I feel like this story will wrap up either in a fourth or fifth film. We'll get everything in, hopefully. But let me know down below if you guys actually went and saw this film. If you haven't and you're a horror fan, and if you saw the first two films, go see the third one. It's still, you know, of course, gory and really crazy, but story picks up, it gets better, and I just really think it was a pretty good film. If you haven't yet liked this, you know, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm dragging. I'm exhausted. Sorry. And of course, comment down below. Like I said, if you've seen this, let me know what your favorite scene was. Let me know if you enjoyed this film. Let me know what's going on. I appreciate you guys checking out my channel. It means a lot, as always. I'm doing this stuff, like I said, it's just a hobby. I enjoy watching these movies. I enjoy giving my opinions about them. I know I'm not the best speaker of English. Like I said, I've been struggling throughout this video trying to get the words out. Again, I just appreciate everybody that sticks with me and actually is supporting me. And over time, I appreciate, you know, just hope more people check these videos out, and just means a lot. But as always, it's Ryan. I will see you guys next time. I should have a few new videos out this week with movie news. I'll have my combined review of Terrifier 1 and 2. Kind of going backwards. Like I said, I'm just doing the best I can with my time right now. Trying to think. I'm going to try to go see a few of the other movies that just came out, like Monster Summer and Saturday Night. Those both look decent. So I'm going to go check them out. I might combine their reviews just because I don't think a lot of people's wanting to see it or hear about it. Of course, Smile 2 comes out Thursday. I will be going to see that Thursday night. And then, of course, I'll be releasing a bunch of other Halloween reviews for this month, including Abigail, The Thing, Smile. Of course, Smile 2, like I said. There's a few other ones I'm going to check out. But as always, leave a like. I already said that. But of course, like I said, just kind of rambling on. Thank you, guys.